By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to build a powerful internal knowledge base inside Trello, transforming a simple project management tool into your team's go-to central hub for documentation, guides, and resources. Trello is incredibly flexible, and while most people use it for tracking tasks, its card and list structure is perfect for organizing information in a way that's easy to update and even easier to navigate. If you find this helpful, please like and subscribe, and let's get started. Let's begin with the foundation, setting up your board structure. This is where you're going to create the logical skeleton for your entire knowledge base. You want anyone on your team, whether they're a new hire or a seasoned veteran, to be able to open this board and instantly understand where to look. Start by creating a new Trello board. You can do this from your dashboard by clicking the Create New Board button. Name it something clear and descriptive, like Company Knowledge Hub or Resources. Avoid generic names like Docs or Info because they don't communicate purpose. Once your board is created, it's time to build your lists. These lists will act as your main categories, or what I like to call knowledge silos. Think about the major buckets of information your team needs daily. A great starting point is a list called Getting Started Onboarding. This is where you'll place HR documents, your company mission statement, and any office guidelines that help a new teammate hit the ground running. Next, create a list called Standard Operating Procedures, or SOPs. This is your step-by-step instruction area for recurring workflows. Things like how to process a refund, how to run a weekly report, or how to update a client file. Then, add an FAQ and troubleshooting list for common internal questions, like how to reset a password or who to contact for IT issues. Another essential list is Tools and Software, where you can store login URLs, quick start guides, and passwords if you're using a secure method like Trello's built-in power-up for sensitive data. Finally, create a templates list for reusable document or project templates that team members can copy and use. This structure gives you a clean, intuitive hierarchy that prevents information from getting buried. Now that your board has its skeleton, it's time to build the muscle, the cards. Each card inside your lists represents a single topic, guide, or document. The key to making your cards effective knowledge resources is to treat them as self-contained, actionable units. Start with your card titles. Keep them specific and action-oriented. Instead of a vague title like Expense Report, write How to Submit an Expense Report. This tells the reader exactly what they'll learn before they even open the card. Once you click into a card, you can use Trello's rich text formatting in the description field to write your guides. You have full control here. Use bold for key terms, bullet points for steps, and short headers to break up long sections. This makes the content highly scannable, which is crucial when someone is looking for a quick answer while working. Next, use the attachment feature. You can upload PDFs, images, or link directly to external resources like Google Docs, Google Sheets, or Figma files. Trello even lets you preview many file types right inside the card, so users don't have to download or open a new window. For process-oriented cards, add a checklist. If your SOP involves 5 specific steps, a checklist lets the reader tick them off as they go, giving them a sense of progress and clarity. A common pitfall here is dumping too much text into the description without structure. Break it up, use attachments, and always think about what the reader needs at a glance. The next step is implementing visual organization. As your knowledge base grows, it's very easy for a board to become cluttered and overwhelming. That's where Trello's labels and cover images come in to save the day. Start by creating color-coded labels. In Trello, you can assign labels to any card, and you can customize each label's name and color. For example, set green to mean HR, blue for IT, orange for marketing, and purple for finance. Once your labels are set, you can filter the entire board by a single color to instantly see only the cards related to that department or topic. This is a game changer for large teams. Additionally, use cover images. Trello allows you to set an attachment or a solid color as the cover for a card. For your main category cards, like your best onboarding guide or your most used template, adding a colorful cover makes the board visually appealing and much easier to scan. You can even use the card's cover to indicate the card's importance or status. A common mistake is to skip this step because it feels like decoration. But visual hierarchy is functional. When someone opens your board, their eyes should naturally gravitate toward key resources without having to read every title. So let's recap what you've just accomplished. You've built a fully structured Trello board that serves as your team's internal knowledge base, complete with clearly named lists for onboarding, SOPs, FAQs, tools, and templates. You've populated it with detailed, action-oriented cards that use rich descriptions, attachments, and checklists to make information easy to digest. And finally, you've implemented visual organization with color-coded labels and card covers to ensure the board stays clean and scannable as it grows. The real benefit here is that you've turned Trello into a living document, one that can be updated instantly by any team member without needing IT support or a complicated wiki tool. As a next step, consider assigning a board admin to regularly review cards for outdated information, and encourage your team to leave comments or suggestions directly on cards so the knowledge base evolves with your company. If you need a refresher on any of these steps, feel free to save this video or revisit the chapters. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.